Today, we're going to be looking at 5 tips to make your aim immaculate in Modern Warfare 2, and 3 out of these 5 tips are tips that you never really see people talking about, but all the pro players actually use it, and you just might not have noticed it, but they do it. And when I talk about it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be like, oh my god, yeah, how did I never realize that? It's all good, guys. We're here to talk about that. The Season 5 update screwed up aim assist like crazy, alright? Like, most people, if you're playing on controller, your aim assist is just not working if your character's moving in this game. It's weird, it's whatever, but we're gonna have a little workaround for that, and let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually centering your shots. Now, a lot of people, what they end up doing in this game is they'll run out into the open and they'll just try and just look for anyone just like that, right? You shouldn't actually be doing that. Now, what you should be doing instead is you should be centering your shots. So as you see, as I come out of this corner here, I'm automatically looking right here, just in case there's someone hiding in this general area. There could be someone on this head glitch, there could be someone behind there, and then after I make sure that's clear, I'm already moving up here just to make sure no one's up there. And if they are, I could just ADS and shoot right away, and once that's clear, I continue pushing out while looking this way. Now, if there is someone in this corner, that's okay. Now, the problem with this, and a lot of people don't realize this, is that once you start centering your shots, sure, I could center right here, but what happens if someone's right there and I'm completely off target? I'm gonna have to readjust my aim and all that kind of stuff. So a good thing to do is to actually jump out, scan the area, hide behind cover, and then you'll have an idea of where somebody might be. So if you saw someone up there, you could just go like that. If you saw someone behind here, you could just go like that and start shooting. So there's different ways to actually center your shots. Now, let's say you jump out here, there could be someone up there, there could be someone up there, there could be someone up here, down here, right here, in this corner, up here. There's a lot of places to look at. So you might be thinking, where do I center my shots? Well, as you turn this corner, you're already scanning up here. You should already have these 3 areas checked, the door and the 2 windows, and then you should have this area checked as well. If you see no one's there, it's fine to push out and jump behind this. I would always recommend jumping behind cover at all times, and then you could scan this area, and if someone's there, you could go ahead and shoot them, and if someone's here, you could go ahead and shoot them as well. And the good thing about standing behind here is that if somebody is up in these areas or over here, you are behind cover automatically, and then you can start centering again. As you push out, look there, start looking up, and then go like that. And if someone's there, you could go ahead and shoot them, do what you gotta do. So a lot of people don't actually realize how to center in this game, and I understand. A lot of people just run around looking at the floor. They'll have their crosshair on the floor like this, and let's say there's an enemy when you turn this corner. Well, you're aiming at the floor. If he's up here, let's say right here, if you're looking at the floor, you have a long time to readjust ADS and start shooting. If he's already standing there aiming down sights at you, you're going to die. You're not going to win that fight. And then you got some people as well who run around just looking up like this. Their little dot there on their screen is pointed upwards. It's a little too high or something. And then they turn this corner, and if someone's right over here, you're not centered at all. Your dot's all the way up there. So you're going to have to readjust a lot just to go ahead and shoot them. Let's say that target is someone, and you turn this corner looking up like this. If he's aiming down sights at you and you're looking over here, you're gonna lose that gunfight 9 out of 10 times. So make sure instead of doing that, you always center, keep that dot in the center of your screen unless you want to look up here as well. But if there's nothing up to look at, make sure you keep it down. Let's move on to the next one, because the next one is really important as well, and this is actually in the settings. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do I actually use my controller? How do I hold my controller? Guys, I actually hold it upwards like this. It's a little weird, but I'll show you. I'll hold it on my chest right here just to give you guys an example, but I hold it here and I aim with this one right here, and then I ADS with this. So I move with the joystick and I ADS with this right here, and then I shoot using my mouse. So it's kind of weird. So I'll kind of show you guys, just to give you an example. I'll try to hold it here. My aim might be off because I don't usually hold it this high, but watch, this is how I play right here. So we go like that, and then we ADS at this guy. It's a little weird holding it all the way here, but it's not that bad. And then I just go like that. But normally I hold it down here. I'm more leaned in and more comfortable, and that's how I'm just messing with you guys. Yo, don't believe this. You want to go down to controller settings, and there's a few things you could switch here. So you could go to advanced, and then what a lot of people do is they don't know where to set their dead zones. Now, dead zones are something that if you set it higher, you have to move your joystick a little more in order to actually hit some shots, or to actually register in game, I should say. You have to move it a little more to register the movement in game. So if you set this all the way up, all the way to like 35, that's my left stick, my character's not going to move unless I move it a lot more, this stick right here. But we don't want it too high, all right? I always recommend playing at 0.5, and this way, once you're actually in a gunfight, once you're shooting and you're actually moving with this, if you make little tiny micro movements like that, it probably won't register in game. Like if your hand's a little shaky and stuff, it won't register in game, and you'll have to move it slightly more than this in order for it to register. So I always recommend leaving this at like 0.5. The left stick max is at 0.99. The max doesn't really matter as much, but I would always recommend the right stick minimum and the left stick minimum to be anywhere between 0.05 to 0.07. If you have stick drift, if you hold your controller like this, you're not touching the joysticks, and you're just moving on the screen, you're like this kind of. Let me show you guys. You're kind of like this. You're just moving like this automatically without you even touching it. Then you want to set it higher. Set it to 10. If you're still moving after 10, set it to 15. And if you're not moving then you know that you have a stick drift up until 15. So put it lower, and then just play what you got to do, and you guys will see that. Now there's more settings as well. There's also the sensitivity settings that a lot of people think that they know it, but in all honesty, guys, sensitivity is all your personal preference. If you want to set this down to like 2, go for it, and just go up every single match. See which one feels better for you. I personally play on 10 and 11, and I think like that's the best. But when you play anything like too high for you, start lowering it. See if that works. If you play too low, if it's too slow for you, put it higher. You got to find the one that works for you. I can't tell you guys which one that is. Now this right here, the ADS sensitivity, this is what I'm going to recommend dropping down to 0.85. Ever since they nerfed the strafing aim assist, which is rotational aim assist, when you're moving left to right, your aim assist is barely working ever since the last update. If you put that lower, your ADS sensitivity is going to be lower, and it's going to be easier to stick on target. So you could even lower it more than that if you want. The only thing is, if you lower that a little too much, you might be too slow. If someone's running, you might not be able to keep up with them. But yeah, there's a lot of things you guys could do. Another one that I want to talk about, going to the number 3 in this top 5 aiming tips, is snap on aim. So instead of shooting at a target like this and then going to the next guy while in ADS and shooting him, that's going to keep you really slow. Let's say this is a target right here, that's an enemy, and let's say this guy's an enemy. What you might see some players doing, and actually a lot of players, if you pay attention to kill cams, is they'll see him, they'll start shooting him, and then they'll start moving like that, or they'll stop shooting and then they'll go like that again, and they'll just stay ADS the entire time. That is not something you want to do in this game. Instead, what you want to do is practice your snap on aim, where you actually shoot, get off, and then go ahead and shoot again like that. Now I ran out of ammo, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So snap aiming is when you just go like that, and you just go like that, and then you just go back like that. It's not too easy without the aim assist that I would have right now. I thought it would be easier for me, to be honest, because it's really easy when I play in game. I'm able to snap on easily, but it's just a lot faster if you go like this than if you were to shoot and then shoot again and readjust your aim while ADSing. So don't be in ADS at all times. Every time you kill someone, get out of ADS. Even if the next person is right beside him. Like, let's say you're shooting here and the other guy's right here. Instead of going like that, go bang and then bang like that. And you're going to see, you're going to stay on target a lot easier. It's going to be a lot nicer for you guys. And the aim assist is actually going to work a little more in your favor, because instead of you having to readjust fully to the next guy, the aim assist is going to kick in again, and it's going to kind of drag you to the next guy anyways as you begin to ADS. Now you see this little dot in the center of my screen right here? That is your center dot. That's the one thing that I was talking about before when centering. But did you know that you could actually change the size of this? You could actually change your crosshair as well. There's different things that a lot of people don't know that I want you guys to go into your settings and check and make sure you have it set properly to help you a lot easier. So what you want to do is go into the settings and get into your interface. Once you're here, you want to go down to the crosshairs, and you want to set this, like if I set this off, the crosshairs are off. If I put this on, as you guys can see right now, my crosshairs are kind of moving a little bit. Like if I'm moving too fast, they're not staying in the center of my screen. As you guys can see, you'll see it jumps back to the center. So it goes there and then it jumps back to the center. And they're kind of moving all over the place. You don't want that. You definitely don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to go into the interface settings and put your crosshair to static. And this is going to help you so much more when actually aiming in the game. There's no bouncing of the crosshair going on. It's static. It stays in the center of your screen. So no matter where your crosshair is, if you're pointed directly at an enemy, once you ADS, that's where it's going to be. If you have it to the other one where it's bouncing all over the screen like this, then you might ADS and you'll be completely off target. And a lot of people don't realize this. And that's why when you shoot, sometimes you're like, I thought I was directly on target, and you miss a few shots. You got to make sure you set that to static. You don't want this moving whatsoever. And I think it's on regular movement by default, so make sure you go and set that to static. And then another thing that is off by default is the center dot. You're going to want to turn this on, and then you're going to want to set it to large or largest. This is going to help you a lot better. So let's put it to largest for an example here. And you guys can see that center dot is now huge on my screen. I'll always see it. And as long as I get this centered with an enemy, I'll be able to target them and shoot at them nice and easy at all times. So the bigger you make this, the better it is, especially if you're playing on a TV and stuff and you're sitting kind of far from your monitor. You're going to want the center dot to be nice and huge in your screen. Right now I'm running around the map and I always see the center dot up here, and if you watch gameplay on YouTube and stuff, no one really has their center dot on large. I don't think a lot of people know that they could actually change the size of this, so you want to make sure that you go into your settings as well and fix this up, and it's going to change your game completely. It's going to feel so much nicer, so much easier to actually go ahead and shoot at people, and it just makes a huge difference in the game. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that as well. Now, another one I want to talk about is actually using your left stick to aim. So most people, when they're aiming, they're using their right stick, and that's why I even have my control freak on my right stick, and that's kind of wrong. You don't want to think of aiming as the right stick only, where you just go like this and you have to stay on target, because it's not going to work out in your favor. It's working against you. So the aim assist in the game, in the Call of Duty, the way it works, and there's pro players that have spoken about this, so you guys could find videos on that and stuff. The way it works is once you aim down sights, if you're moving to follow them, your gun's going to have a lot more kick. It's going to be a little harder to stick on target. But let's say you're right here and you have an enemy running out from here all the way to here. Instead of just following him like this and shooting in this direction, because you might actually start doing really bad, what you want to do is you want to use your right stick just to control recoil and make micro adjustments, but you want to use your left stick to actually follow them. So if you were to just start moving left like this, the way the aim assist works is it's going to kind of glue to them. It's going to follow them as you're going like this and shooting, and you just control the right stick for recoil control. The left stick should be what you use to stay on target. If the enemy's moving from right, you want to go right like this as well and kind of strafe in the direction they're moving. If they're really far, it works even better. If they're close, you don't really have to do this, what I'm saying, but if they're far, it works the best. You want to use that left stick at all times, especially for long distance, and it's going to help you guys out a lot. So if there's someone in that corner there, you want to keep your left stick moving at all times, just so that aim assist could work out a little more in your favor. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is, where do you shoot an enemy? What do you do when you see an enemy in certain situations? So if you're up close, and I'm going to use, let's go find a target quickly so I could actually use a target to show you guys, but if you're up close and you see an enemy, what you want to do is automatically, well, depending how close we are. So let's say this is the enemy right here. What you want to do is definitely shoot at his head. We'll pretend the orange is his head, the white is his chest, and the black is his legs. Okay, let's just pretend, guys. Or actually, his upper chest is white, his lower torso is black, and then the brown is his legs. All right, we're just gonna pretend that. So what you want to do is you want to shoot at his head. As you guys can see, the recoil control up close is very easy to control. Now, if you're in mid range, what you want to do here is you want to kind of start shooting right where the torso hits the chest, and this way the recoil could shoot up, and if it works out in your favor, you'll get a headshot like I just did, but you'll be hitting that first shot somewhere near the chest area, and then all the other shots are going to stick to the chest or the head, dealing a lot more damage. Now, if you're in long range, I say the same thing applies. This is where you want to aim for the upper chest, because it's the biggest part of the body on an enemy character, and it's just the easiest one to stick to as well. So you want to kind of do that, and it's going to work in your favor. Now, if you got someone in a head glitch where all you see is their head like this here, instead of just trying to shoot him in the head glitch, because that's not going to work in your favor most of the time, especially if you're not in a head glitch. Let's say you're like kind of like this. He could see your whole body, you only see his head because he's really up close to that truck. What you want to do is start shooting and jumping at the same time, and the aim assist should work a lot easier in your favor, and you should be able to stick on target, and it would be really nice to actually do that. So you'll be able to hit his chest, his head, everything, rather than just seeing his little forehead or something like that sticking out. So make sure you guys are jumping when they're on the head glitch as well. You're going to see the whole body, like well, maybe not the legs, but the important parts of the body, as you guys can see. Right now I only see the head, but if I jump, I see everything, the whole torso pretty much. So yeah, now one last thing I want to talk about that might help you guys out a lot, especially now that they nerfed aim assist when strafing, is you want to go into a private match. And I'm not talking about going into a private match, putting on bots, headshot only, and turn off your sensitivity, or aim assist I should say. You want to go into a private match and you want to keep aim assist on. You actually want to keep it on this time. Put on the max amount of default bots, and don't put the health to the max. Normally I tell you guys to put the health to the max. And now, instead of just shooting for headshots, you're going to keep headshots off. You can shoot anywhere on the body you want. Instead of keeping it to just headshots, what you want to do is you want to get into that match and you want to hip fire every single shot, because hip firing, there's a lot less aim assist when you actually do that in game. So if you keep it to hip fire only and you start practicing just hip firing at random bots, let's say there's one up here, there's one here, there's one here, your aim assist is not going to be working as much. You can start strafing while doing it, start hitting your shots in hip fire only, and then once you get online and your aim assist isn't working that great when you're strafing, you're still going to be able to stay on target because you already practiced so much against bots. You already went so much without aim assist while hip firing that when you actually ADS, it's going to feel like your aim assist is slightly on again, which it means kind of cool. But yeah, it's going to be it for the video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel. If I gave you any tips you never heard of, I would truly appreciate a nice comment down below. Let me know which one is the one you never heard of and if it actually works or not for you. My favorite one is the dot right here. It's a game changer, man. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.